today we really want to get into talking about the pivotal role of venture capital in shaping the creative sectors. And it's a topic that is not usually talked about. But we really need to make our businesses, our creative businesses, sustainable. Our WhatsApp line is 0772-168-045. Feel free to just drop in and just say hi and let us know what you think of the show. And if you do miss this interview, we've got a live version, or not a live version, but live pakutika uruona vanhu vacho handiti unochitiona kuti zvatoke chamustudio mune ZiFM, and just check out the ZiFM stereo pages and we will be happy to connect with you. I'm thrilled to introduce our esteemed guest today, the big blast vangu, but because you know we're on ZiFM, I kind of have to make a formal introduction. He's the CEO of the National Venture Capital Company of Zimbabwe. Tino Kambasha is an accomplished executive with a wealth of experience in the financial services industry, and he has demonstrated a strong track record in business development with expertise in areas such as securities, trading, corporate finance, risk management, and fund management. Plus, creatives. We need your input, we need your insights so that we see how we can grow this thing. Tino, welcome to the show.
Hi, Terry.
How are you doing?
Hello, Zimbabwe.
I'm
just shocked. Where guitar racho rukupi?
Nasa kuna izosho. Guitar rinobuda kana pabuda cash. You know how we roll. I'm learning to make this a proper business.
I understand.
But yeah, any opportunity to just come and share anything about the creative space, I'm game.
Great.
Thank you so much for taking your time to.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
But what are you expecting? Because venture capital, funding, creative economy, where are you seeing the intersection?
The beauty about the world now that we live in, there's a new world order, and we keep talking about this.
Yeah.
Things are not the normal way that we know. If you look at hotels are being attacked by Uber, by Airbnb, and taxis by Uber. So a lot of things have changed.
So true.
The way we interact, the way we talk, the way we speak, the way we communicate with the public has changed. So from us as the venture capital company, we are also looking to say, why does it have to stop at IT? Why does it have to stop at agriculture, mining? Why not also the arts? And can we not express ourselves in different ways? And how can the arts interact with the financial sector? How can it interact, with agriculture?
Exactly.
It's crazy, but someone has to propel it, and this is where we are.
Nice. So I'll tell you, and I keep telling people the story. I performed here at the launch of the National Venture Capital Company, and I remember sitting there and listening to what the company is about, and then there were 3 pitches that happened, and they were so brilliant. Like I was like, wow, these are young people. They're describing the businesses. They know the value proposition, and I was like, you know what? I know Tino, so let me just round up some artists. 2 weeks later, my pitch edu. But then I was like, and this like even myself, I wasn't confident to say, can I actually pitch my creative business the way these guys did it?
Yeah.
So where are you seeing the vision for the venture capital company, and where is venture capital coming into play in terms of just growing these young businesses?
So, okay, maybe starting with what the actual business is focused on, and then we'll move on to the arts sector.
Nice.
So we are a catalyst, and we look at, when ideas come up, nobody's there to commercialize them. The biggest problem that you have is you've got these great ideas and no one is there to back them up. Banks want security, they want houses. A lot of these young people don't have that, but that's where the ideas come from.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, or fortunately, the greatest ideas are coming from young people whose minds have not been corrupted by the ways and the norms of the world. So they're free to think, and which is like where the greatest things we've seen of late. We've been touring the whole country, and we've seen great ideas coming from places as far as Rwanda.
Wow.
And these young people have great ideas, but nobody has there to support them. So what His Excellency, the President, did was he opened up a lot of innovation hubs, but nobody believed in the kids. Nobody commercialized those ideas. So that's our job, is to say, look, what is your value proposition? What are you doing for the country? Where do you add value? And is it new? Is it innovation? Which is the key thing. We're just about innovation. If it's normal stuff, you can go to to other institutions that are there just for funding. But we want to look at something new, something that makes sense, something that solves an actual problem for the country. And yeah, we're there to back you up, and we back you up as a shareholder, and we also help you in mentoring in terms of business practices and how to manage your business and your monthly accounts, and your obviously Zimra, your NASA.
It's important right now.
yeah. So yeah, we're the partners. So to go to the arts sector, I attended a soft art gallery exhibition, and there's so much innovation in art. So there was this one piece that really hit me. Right? And I'm a financial guy, I'm a corporate finance guy. And I saw a mixture between stone art and lighting. So it was telling two stories at the same time.
Yeah.
But it was explaining what it was, and it was actually speaking to the creation of life. And I was like, wow, this is innovation, right?
Yes.
So innovation doesn't need to stop at the usual stuff, finance, tech, agriculture, mining. It can develop and evolve. And I think that's where we're supposed to go as a nation.
I love that. I want to take you back a bit because can you share that journey from where you studied from roads? Which is, okay, I'm going to be this guy. And to where we are today. Like, is this the trajectory you thought you were going to go? And what are some of the decisions you made along the way to say, okay, this is not working, let me try this out. That's working, let me move.
Very tough question. So initially I wanted to be an accountant.
Okay.
Then I did my first year university at Rhodes. Fantastic time. And if there are any rodents listening right now, please don't call in. I was a very different person then. And then, then I did my economics for that first year. And I really loved economics. So then I changed my degree to a Bachelor of Economics. So I had that whole journey through university with economics. Came back to Zim. I didn't do the whole being abroad thing. I was like, let's go back home. Let's assist our country. Let's build our country. Came back home. Was fortunate enough to get a job at a fund management company. It's a corporate banking company basically called Imara. And funny thing is how I actually got that job. I wrote an email to the CEO and told him if he didn't hire me, what would happen. And if I went to that, it was a true story. And he was so shocked at my letter and my email that he called me in for an interview, and within 2 weeks I got the job.
Oh, nice.
But I think from that it taught me sometimes just go for it.
Yeah. Just
go for it. Like, you have nothing to lose. Just apply. Just go for it. So spent about 17 years of my life there. So basically I grew up there, got married, had 2 kids whilst I was at Imara. So they're like family to me. And then I was asked by a certain minister who's a mom to me, to sit on the board of a corporate entity. And that changed my life because I then I then saw what the other world was like, just a banking sector, proper banking, and also got involved in government. And then that idea and theory of serving really hit me hard, serving the people. Then I joined Zida as the Chief Investment and Corporate Affairs Officer. And that journey was quite interesting because we had to build a brand. We had to do impact projects. Some I'm very proud of up to now. And yeah, I then had that journey. Funny enough, weird turn in my life. I went to the Italian trade agency for a bit, and then got the call to come back to government. And that's where I am now, and serving people and seeing your projects and your investments have impact on a nation is life-changing. So yeah, those are the lessons that I've learned, and I'm pretty grateful and honored to be able to serve.
That's amazing, and I'm glad. It's nice to see young people serving in government. It's refreshing. It's refreshing, and it's nice because at least you know that our voices are sort of heard.
Yeah.
100%. I like your journey because I'm sure that means that you've come across different business models that have worked, some that haven't worked. What are some of the successful models that you've observed, especially among the young creative entrepreneurs, and how can we adopt some of these?
So it's funny that you mentioned that in the journey, because and I think getting to this position now, a lot of different things had to happen. I had to be an analyst. I had to be a corporate finance guy to understand how to put companies together.
Yes.
I had to trade and understand listing, and if you want to exit a company, how do you list and how do you? So it's actually kind of built me up, and also being at Zida at that time, it helped me understand brand building, national agendas, and understanding the holistic and not looking at it from your own company point of view, but looking at it from like a whole national point of view. So I think everything that I've done has actually prepared me for this role. But looking at it now and what we've seen from some of the young companies, it's amazing. I don't want to preempt some projects that we're doing. Like I can speak about the ones we've done, but there's some that we're looking at, and you're like so shocked. How did you even come up with this idea? And the young people in this country are so talented. They're so, like, their minds are so open, and they think about solving things in a weird way that you wouldn't have. So I thought I was young until I started traveling, and I was like, wow. Tapusha, fourth floor. So, so you start to see all of these different journeys. So the successful ones that I've seen are people who've thought about it. They've thought about the problem. They've thought about how to implement the solution, and they've looked at what needs to be done on a day-to-day and medium to long-term journey to solve the solution. And the ones that have put in effort and time, the ones that have thought about it, the ones that have demonstrated that this is possible, are the winners. Some of the problems that we have in this country is that people just assume because you have an idea, you must back me up. No, prove that you've done the research.
So good.
Prove that you've put the numbers down. Like prove to us that you've put something in besides an idea. The majority of, I'll talk about, the less successful young people are the ones that think they're owed something, that are not willing to put in the work. And I think for you as well as an artist, you understand that performing needs practice.
So good.
Understand your market, understand who you're playing to. So at our launch, you probably played a certain type of genre.
Yes.
But if you're doing a concert, it's
completely different.
Completely different, completely different tone, completely different vibe. And young people need to understand that you need to put in the work. I've put in total, because there was 17 years at Imara, then another 2 years after that. So I've put in 19 years of work. So you can sit here and say, okay, now this guy's a CEO. No. I started out as a trainee analyst.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I did my 19 years of work. So young people need to put in the work. That's where the success comes in.
I love it. There's a statement in social media where someone will post something, so following you. And you're like, guys, most not following Yango Yakapa. Do you know how much I work with this? So it's like you're just expecting it on a silver platter.
Exactly.
So I totally get what you're saying.
100%.
We keep throwing the term venture capital. What are we talking about when we are saying venture capital? Venture capital.
That's a good question. So let me give examples of companies that exist today that were venture capital startups.
Okay.
So Facebook was venture capital. Google was venture capital. Airbnb was venture capital.
I see.
So what happened was that you have companies and ideas and people who don't necessarily have the muscle or the financial backing to grow their idea to be something bigger or greater. But they then get incubated and mentored into developing the idea into something that is greater. So, which is where the whole Silicon Valley thing came from.
Okay.
It's to hub and host, and they even had a bank on the back of that. But we're clearly not at that level of venture capital space. But for us, we are looking at it to say, we are Zimbabweans, right? What are our problems? We can't compete Nana Facebook, Nana G. That is not our space. Let's look at what we have.
Yeah.
Let's look at our arts. Let's look at our mining. Let's look at our agriculture. Let's look at our road network. Let's see how can we come up with ideas that solve our problems in a totally crazy way. And so you need to allow the young people to think outside the box and be confident enough to say, Tino, this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
This is this is how I see this going. This is what I think this direction needs to be. But they need to be free.
Yeah.
And they need to have support, which is our job.
Yeah.
Is to support them and say, listen, we understand you don't have a space in the banks. You don't have a space in the pension fund area or in the investment area, the private wealth area. You have a space with us. We're here to back you up, to back your idea.
Yeah.
And show us that it works.
So good.
Yeah.
I also see a lot of little hubs, creative hubs that are looming up, innovation hubs looming. I did attend a funding conference specific to the arts as well, and one of the challenges that were highlighted from that was there's not enough funding for ecosystems, right?
Yeah.
What do you see for creative hubs? How can they position themselves to be exactly what you're talking about, where they can become that support system for creatives?
So I think it's a chain of things that need to be understood. First of all, the hubs need to understand what they're doing. What are you incubating? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to achieve?
Yeah.
If it's musical, are you trying to create a sound? Are you trying to create a market? Are you trying to penetrate sub-Saharan Africa? Are you trying to penetrate Africa? Are you trying to go global? What are you trying to achieve?
Yeah.
So once you understand what you're trying to achieve, then you say, fine, who are the other players? Which is where most people get it wrong.
Yes.
You need to understand, if you are making a product, understand that yes, you are making it, but you've got suppliers and you've got distributors, and you've got clients, right?
Yes.
And you've got financial people. So understanding that these are like 4 or 5 other entities that are encroaching into your sector. So what we're trying to teach young people is to say, you don't work in isolation. So even in the creatives, it's not about I've made a good song or I've made a good piece of art.
Yeah.
You need to understand who is your target market and what type of art do they like? Is it stone sculpture? Is it wooden sculpture? Is it environmentally friendly culture? Recycled material culture?
Yeah.
What are you trying to sell? And then you look at it and say, where's the market for that?
Yes.
Who is the end taker of that? Then you understand that. And then you understand who gets you in the front door of those people and where are they? Do they have conventions? Do they have conferences? How do I attend those conferences? So we're trying to educate people to understand that it's a holistic approach. It's not just I am good at what I do, therefore listen to me. It's not.
Yeah.
That's not how the real world works. You have to understand the whole bigger picture.
So good. Understand the ecosystem.
Yeah.
The value chain.
Exactly.
Saka ndini hangotarirwa negitari handiti ndauyawo negitari rangu
Aunakuena.
aiwa ndikuti tomboti imagine
Yeah.
How do you then assess kuti this person has the potential for a creative startup? What are the things that you consider for creative investment?
Okay, so for us, it's about value creation. And what are you doing? We have 5 pillars that we sit on, and we are very staunch on them, and we're very proud of them. We support women. We support youth. We support devolution. We support community growth, and we support people with previously disadvantaged backgrounds or situations, whether you're disabled or not. Those are our 5 pillars, right? So before we assess any projects, you have to speak to our 5 pillars.
Okay.
Right. Okay. And so some might speak more or less to others. It might be community development. We've got an investment that's, helping women in Watsomba and, Chipinge and so forth, stuff like that. That's community development. It's not necessarily speaking to youth, it's speaking to women and community, but that speaks more. So then you balance it out. So you have a scorecard type of situation. And then we look at your projects. We give you what we call an information request memorandum, which what gets rid of most applications. People don't like paperwork in this country. So we want to know who you are. We want to know we want to see that you've thought about it, right? So we're saying, fine, Tari, maybe our number financials right now. Yeah. Maybe you've just been working off your shelf company or as an individual. Let's formalize you. Let's get you registered with ZIMRA and NASA and so forth. Okay, fine. And then show us your projections going forward, right? Your next 3, 4, 5 years. You're doing gigs on this day and next. How much are you making? What are you reinvesting? What are you investing in? Oh, guitar rago. I don't wait. Maybe there's new technology, maybe there's electronic guitars, something that's better. So we want to see the thought process, that you've really thought about it.
Okay.
And you have a clear journey and a vision of where you want to go. And we also want to see what that impact is going to be on the nation and the people on the ground. So it's about just organizing yourself and actually putting your words down on paper. Because a lot of people ask for meetings. And I always say to people, but you understand that there's an investment guy who has to look at the paperwork. I can't approve something because you gave me a pitch. I don't decide on investments.
Yeah.
There's an investment committee. I don't decide on investments. Put your work down on paper. Submit it. But people think because you know Ningi and Ntinonzi Ningi, or I've got this surname, that's the problem. But actually put in the work and show people that you're actually willing to do the actual work on the ground.
Sounds good, very clear. So there's also something I personally struggle with, right?
Yeah.
Because we've got arts for art's sake, where there's necessary art, that is supposed to carry values, to pass on information from generation to generation. And then there's commercial art. That's just, we want to make money from this. How do you then strike a balance as an investor to say, do we invest in this because of the value that it brings to the community in terms of, just morale or that sort of thing, when it doesn't necessarily make financial sense?
Okay.
I know you get my question.
I'm a finance guy generally, so obviously I would always want a return. And the fact that we're using taxpayers' money to invest, for now, we will crowd in other sectors of the economy. But, there needs to be some sort of a return.
I get you.
But in that, what we can try and build, or what we're trying to build, is a portfolio to say that when we report back to the Ministry of Finance. And we want to say, okay, this is a high yielding return project. It's bringing in 25% per annum, or internal rate of return is 25 or 30%. It's a unicorn. It's doing really well. At the same time, we look at this is a 5% return because it's arts and all of that. So if you go back to my 5 pillars, I mentioned the community, right? So there are things that we as an institution value and that we actually pride ourselves in, is that it's not always about money. So like you rightfully mentioned, it's about our culture, which is why I made you play Rougeois.
That's his favorite song, by the way. Japanese.
So I'm like, because like you get someone like Mukudze.
Yes.
He's younger than me, but look at the language, like some of the things he uses, the words this is why I like him. He is, even some words, like my son is like, Daddy, what does Rougeois mean? That's a 10-year-old boy. So there's that also, there's that investment in culture, there's investment in people, there's investment in communities, there's investment in the country, right? So we also look at that. It also has its segment when we're valuing projects to say, what is the communal investment we're making, what is the return? And what I need to do is, when I go back to my principles, I need to justify that we made this investment for this dividend, and the dividend is not financial, it's a social dividend, which is why this type of space can only be occupied by a government institution.
Exactly.
Because everybody's thinking, how much money am I going to make, and so forth. But for us, we look at the whole bigger picture. What is the community return? What's the return to the people? So I think, that's the segment. That's how we do that.
Because I think there's also that divide where the government definitely wants to support the creatives, but maybe we're not positioning ourselves in a way that is appealing to government. So what would you advise the creatives to do to be visible in a sense that makes sense?
I'd say properly, not associations built this country. So whether it was an industry and commerce, whether manufacturing, whatever, grouping up together and saying, listen, this is who we are. Here we are, people in the arts sector. The problem that we have is everybody's doing their own individual thing.
So good.
And you because Ramos will fire for now. And I'm no pera, you understand my ups and downs in my arts. All right?
Yeah.
They're artists, my urban groovers. I mean, some of them, the kids don't know them anymore, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a season. And because of the way that we are structured in this country for now, I'm hoping we will develop, maybe it's an innovation where we can look at where we can have perpetual income coming through, whether your songs are being played or on Spotify or whatever, or Apple Music, that the artists keep getting, play, and they keep getting paid for their play.
Yeah.
Right now it's about urgupisa, and you're getting shows and you're getting gigs. But it's gonna come a point. Look at Lauryn Hill, still getting income now. So I think the best way the people in the arts sector get together, understand what you want, what you need from government, and then come to government and ask us, like, we need these incentives, we need these tax breaks. And then we will lobby for you to whatever ministry that is. We will talk to whoever needs to be talked to about that. So the issue actually is with the artists.
Yeah. Why do I feel ndabatwa?
Because
this one watch.
You're all on different segments.
I totally get you. Remember, the number is 0772 168 if you want to just drop anything nice. Varungotaura nezvesong yeruzhowa panapa. Anzi ruzhowa song of the year chete. Okay.
But is what people say?
Yeah.
I can't see your screen.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, thank you.
But anyway, yes. we'll wait for more creative economy stuff.
Economic.
Exactly.
No, that's great.
I love that the model of your organization is really about mentorship and just working with the person from start to a certain point, to finish maybe.
Yes.
How important is mentorship and networking for the creative entrepreneurs, and how can they access some of these opportunities to be mentored, even if they're not necessarily coming to get the venture capital? Are these opportunities open to everyone, or is specifically for those that you want to be financing?
So it's interesting you ask that. So the actual mentorship part is in 2, maybe 3 phases.
Okay.
So they are the startup phase. You have an idea, you need someone to help you develop it further, you need someone with a business mind or a market mind, and then you get that developed. And then the part that I'm really fascinated about right now is the incubation phase. So what we've done is that we said we're not going to reinvent the wheel. You've got so many incubation hubs in the country. So each university has an incubation hub.
Yeah.
Polytechnics have incubation hubs. Banks, funny enough, who have been our greatest partners. We've been working with Old Mutual and ZB. So Old Mutual cabs ZB as well. And some of our projects have come from those institutions and some of the universities as well. But that incubation phase is quite important. Then the phase after that is where we really kick in, is commercialization. So you've gone through, you've started up, the idea's been churned through, it's now come out. You've gone through incubation, you've proven that it works, you've got actual examples of it working, and then you have us who then come and then say, okay, fine, let's turn this into a proper business. Let's now hold your hand and mentor. So the mentorship is in 3 phases. Okay. So we then mentor you on the actual business phase going forward. But the work would have been done at those 2 different stages, startup and incubation. Okay. And we've had fantastic incubators. And I'll repeat, the minds we have in this country are amazing, fantastic. So we're looking forward to doing more. And hopefully, we can help more Zimbabweans achieve it.
I'm sure we can. I know you're traveling a lot, just getting to different parts of Zimbabwe. I'm curious, what are some of the ideas that you were like, okay, besides the lighting and the stone art thing, what are some of the creative ideas that you're like, wow, I didn't even think of that, that you've come across within your travels?
Oh, there's so many. So many. There were students making base soaps out of weird things and weird trees and weird roots at MSU. We had weird products from, pies and chingwa and stuff from Madora in Kwanda. We've had dehydration of tomatoes, which gives a tomato 18-month life cycle from Nast University.
Come on.
We've had Kumba Care, which is our flagship investment, one of our flagship investments, which is telehome care, but we're trying to turn that into a virtual hospital, like a virtual Parenyatwa, that you don't have to travel from Gwanda to Parenyatwa for help. You can get it online, and then we're trying to basically in-drive the medicine back to Gogo in Gwanda.
Hello.
So we're signing up. We're signing up pharmacies as well to deliver. So after consultation, see the doctor, get your prescription, get your medicine, but it's all happening whilst you're at home. We're trying to digitalize title deeds so that if you've got let's say you've got $150,000 house or flat, and you need to take a loan, that you don't need to put the whole house on a $50,000 loan. So you just basically put in what you need as digitalized. So if you lose that percentage of your house or your farm, it's done. Trying to list those products as well in the stock market. So there's so many things. Electric scooters, that are operational right now, that charge on solar. I mean, it's just such an array of so many different things that are happening. And I'm just mentioning just a few. Another one that I saw at Kwekwe Polytechnic, I was quite fascinated. Remember we had that Fuvunza thing? So there was a student who created this machine. So Fuvunza works if the dimensions work. You have to plant this seed certain centimeters away from this seed, certain centimeters, rows and columns and whatnot. And this thing was a manually operated thing that planted, drilled, and did everything by itself. I was like, we're answering the call. You said this is what you wanted?
Exactly.
Here's the answer. But nobody was there to commercialize it.
Oh, yeah.
You see, nobody was there to put those machines in the farm and cities and the hardware.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's there, it's sitting there at Kwekwe Polytech.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing what these guys can do. Yeah.
And I remember, because why I'm asking is because I've also been coming across these amazing ideas, and I remember attending Texpo in Bulawayo.
Yeah.
And it's a hackathon type. They had a hackathon activity, and they asked the kids to create something that speaks into musicians. You remember we're having the issue about Zimura and our music being tracked well, and they're coming up with something that will be able to track my music when it's played in a club or in a restaurant. And so
that's interesting.
So I was like, that's amazing. Those are the sort of innovation,
like a Shazam type of situation.
Exactly. So it's amazing. So I'm curious to see what some of those solutions that they come up with.
We would be very interested in that.
I know, right? Yeah. We have a question here, Hansi. Very well spoken, Mr. Kambasha. I am a fashion designer. Does NVCCZ do work with fashion creatives, and how can we work together with you?
Yes, we're looking at everything, like I mentioned, art, fashion. We're looking at, as I mentioned, I used to work for the Italian trade agency.
Yeah.
So the arts and fashion side is really big.
Yes.
We were involved in all the fashion shows in Think Falls, and that happens every year. So actually, I can link you up with the Italians on that. They have an event every year. I think it's coming up soon, actually.
What's it called? Do you remember?
No, it's just the Fashion Week. It's the Italian Embassy Fashion Week.
Okay.
But yeah, we can share more information with them. Maybe if they leave their details, we can do that. But innovation comes in every single way. But I'd like to encourage that person in fashion to not think about just cloth and threads. Please. This is innovation. I don't know whether you're going to do a fashion thing with a QR code on it that then links to, I don't know, like, be creative. Don't do what's normal.
Yeah.
Link your stuff. Maybe a solar paneled cloth. I don't know. Be creative. Like, find new colors, find new threads, find new designs. We'll support you.
There's a lot of amazing things happening. I know I spoke about this at the last show. There's an amazing Zimbabwean designer who does a lot of textiles. Gina, she was showcasing at Pharrell's gallery there recently. So there's a lot of Zimbabweans doing amazing things around fashion as well.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Mr. Kambasha, I can't even believe I'm calling you Mr. Kambasha. Tino. Ichokwadi. What advice would you give to aspiring creative entrepreneurs that are looking to attract that level of venture capital?
Do the work.
Come on.
Don't ask for meetings. Don't come in and say, look, and whatnot. Do the work. Sit down. Actually, look at and the work does not mean that you have to get an analyst, a super guy who understands financials or an accountant. No. I am creating this. The source of my materials is, the cost is this. When I put it together, it's going to cost this. When I deliver it, my cost of delivery is X. My salary is this. Is this. If we do this for 5 years, this is where we're going to be. Just do the work.
Basic, yeah.
Just do the simple things. People want us then to sit and do the work for them, which is why they're like, no, they're not doing this for us. And no. Do the actual work.
Yeah.
Then come speak to us. That's my advice to everyone.
I love it.
For the parents.
I didn't see that one coming. That's actually my takeaway.
Yeah.
Where you said the ones that demonstrate that it's possible are the ones that will get their
Yes,
attention.
simple.
No one owes you anything.
Nobody owes you anything.
So where do people find you, and where do people get more information about your work?
We are at Eastgate, 4th floor Blue Bridge. It's the National Venture Capital Company of Zimbabwe. We're soon to rebrand to the National Venture Fund.
Okay.
So yeah, we are open to the public. You can get us on www.nvccz.com. Yeah, you can contact us. Also, you can message me on my app. I don't know if I should say this on national radio.
Are you sure, my brother? Are you sure?
What should I get? Maybe I should get the office number, because my phone already is already blowing up. But yeah, let me have a look at what that number is.
There's also something here while you're looking for the number. Hansi, will you also consider projects outside of Zimbabwe, e.g. Zambia?
Are you Zimbabwean? Maybe let's start there.
The number looks Zimbabwean. I'm sure.
So if you're Zimbabwean, that's a bit tricky. Let's look into it, because at the end of the day, we do want to go SADC region. We're kind of riding off our chairmanship right now. So yes, let's have a look at it. I don't want to say a no, because technology and innovation is now global. Facebook is not a product of the United States only. And the revenue streams are working here. Instagram streams are working here. TikTok streams are working here, but it's not a Zim company, but people are earning money from here. So whoever that person is, we're not shutting you down. Give us your proposal. Okay.
I love this. Like, people just say what they think and what they want. It's amazing.
Okay, so it's 0242. So that's Harare 709 325. Or if you want to app us, it is 2 seconds. There we go. 0715 65 7790. Sorry, Natalie.
Tino, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Great.
Thank you so much for your time. But this is just like an introduction to really just the conversation. I'm glad people now know about the National Venture Fund now.
Yeah.
And I hope that these conversations will keep going. It's been an absolute pleasure. My name is Harirone Gitare. The show is Creative Conversations here on Business Unusual. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Tari.
Pleasure.
Have a good night.